Hi, I'm Micah. Welcome to Thunder Lakes. And today on Broadhead of the Week, we've got the B3 Exoskeletal. This is the standard, and this is one of my favorite all-time mechanical broadheads. It's been out for a while, but I thought it definitely deserves revisiting. This thing is fantastic broadhead. I've had great success with it. It works beautifully. It checks all the boxes in my little quirky list of what makes a good broadhead and what makes a good broadhead work. So let's get into it right away. First of all, it's 100% stainless steel. 100 grain broadhead, 100% stainless steel. It's a little compact, which I do like. Helps with flight, the way everything folds up, aerodynamically speaking, small game head type thing, situation where there's not really that much exposed blade that's going to be catching wind. Flies phenomenal virtually every time. I've never seen it not fly good. I usually just screw these on the end of my arrow, my hunting arrow, and let it go. Spinning them is really truly the test as to how you think they're going to fly. This is the one that we just shot, and we know that it went through the target, and the very end of it, there might be a touch of wobble. Extremely insignificant. No, it doesn't feel like wobble on the end of my finger. It's probably just light, but it spins very well. Straight out of the box. I mean, I just screwed it on there. I didn't do anything special. I don't have any special rubber bands or collars or anything under there to make sure it's straight. But yeah, she spins out great. And generally, if they spin great, they're going to fly pretty good. At least they are tunable to your bow at that point. B3, they're known for their quality, whether it's releases, their broadheads, or any of their other products. So we'll check this thing out in the range and see how it does. I'll take it out there, shoot out to 40, make sure everything's still hitting where it's supposed to. It never disappoints. There's a lot of things to this broadhead as to why I think it's such a great broadhead. First of all, the tip. Well, let's get back to the tip. First of all, the deployment system. It uses a little flat here that the blade, you actually just kind of flex it up onto that flat and it holds it in place. Pre-deployment's never an issue because everything is pushing straight back. Now, as soon as any of this touches something, it pops it right open. I mean, just easier than snot. Not a problem. Pops it right open. Which exposes your tip. Your tip is a cut-on contact 3-blade tip. It's got a nice razor-sharp needle point to it. Just about poke my finger there. Getting back to the ferrule, which is a thin ferrule, being stainless steel, they had to keep it compact, but it's still very strong, triangulated ferrule to the blades. You'll notice the blade angles. Very deep blade angle and swept back. That does two things. One, the angle of the blade going through the meat slices nicely. And if you ever seen the samurai swords or any of the famous Japanese swords, they were always a swept blade because it slices and cuts better. This does the same thing. I've shot many deer with them, and with them, I have never not had a pass-through. I avoid shoulder blades, bad place to shoot deer. But pass-throughs give you 2 holes. 2 holes is always better than 1. Phenomenal broadhead. I really like everything about it. Solid stainless steel, 30,006 blades. The blades do sometimes get messed up when shooting a deer. Replacement pack of blades for them, I think is like 20-25 bucks. Unscrew these screws, pop them off, put the new ones on, brand new broadhead. I've got some that have been through 2 or 3 deer. They work great every single time. Let's take it back and we'll shoot it and see what it does. I think I know what it's gonna do, unless something is wrong in weirdo world that we live in. But let's take it back and check it out and try it. All right, here we are at the test range. I got my arrow already. This field point, we'll go control shot at the orange dot down here, and then we're gonna shoot the broadhead into the, hopefully into that little bumblebee down there. Okay, I'm just a little low right, and I can tell you flat out, that's me. So now we'll take and we'll shoot the broadhead. And I think the little dot to the left of the bumblebee is where we're going to go with the B3 Exoskeletal. Oh boy, that sounded like we over-penetrated just a little bit, which over-penetration is kind of the reason I like this broadhead, because it does penetrate so well. But here we go. First shot, I said that was me. I was low left. I know I was low right. I said low left. I meant low right. I knew that was me. I shot off. Second shot with the broadhead, aiming at that dot. Made a good shot. I knew it was a decent shot. Definitely well within my margin of error. Now, penetration-wise, we do have a problem. I went completely through the Morel Yellow Jacket. And I am stuck into the target behind it. You know, sometimes you go into things that you need to, it happens. You know, it's a broadhead. This is a broadhead test. Let's pull it out and see if it survives. Thankfully, it was just stuck into the rubber that kind of protects the rest of it. But here we have it. This blade's got some gook under it. But look at that. Blades still straight. That just went into hard rubber. Not very far into hard rubber because it went completely through, oh, let's say 16 inches of foam. But let's fold her up and looky there. Completely survived hitting a hard rubber block right there. That's a 1-inch rubber block. After going through there, obviously penetration is not a problem. That's what I'm saying. I like a cut on contact. I like the swept blades. I like the angle on the blades. This one's a little sticky because there's some foam underneath it I might have to cut out, but I'll take the blade off and redo it. But yeah, the blade angle and the swept blades, superior penetration. And like I said, 2 holes is always better than 1. I think if you stop by Thunder Lakes, pick a set of these up, try them out this year, I think you're gonna love them. I think you'll be very impressed with how durable they are, how well they shoot, and just what they do. I mean, if we look at the target here where it went in, I know Ryan could back up the video, but you can see where I hit. If we go past the plastic, which I really don't want to tear this off, but it's all tore up anyway, you'll see that these blades opened really quickly. Yep, they opened up, and full-size hole going through really quickly. They went to a very large hole, and where it came out on the other side, you can see that right here is that where it came out? Anywhere. That's where it came out. Full-size hole coming out. Nice clean cut. Worked well. B3 Exoskeletal. Stop by Thunder Lakes, pick up a pack. I think you're gonna love them. Cut that paper nicely. So the B3 Exoskeletal, it is an 1.25 inch cut, mechanical. I think it's a great broadhead. Obviously, it flies great. It penetrates incredibly. It is one of the smaller of the mechanical broadheads, being an 1.25 inch cut. Personally, I believe if you need something bigger than that to kill a deer, you probably need to spend a whole lot more time at the range and making sure that your bow is tuned properly. But it is a little bit smaller. Penetration-wise, was fantastic. Obviously, we can't complain about that when we blow clear through the broadhead target. Accuracy's fantastic. Retention as far as being able to reuse it, its durability is really good. After the shot, it's still quite sharp. It's still quite sharp. Still reusable. So I'm gonna give it, I don't know, that penetration was insane. I think I gotta give it at least 4.5. I gave the last one 4.5. There's a couple things that weren't perfect about either one. The fact that the one blade has goo under it. I'm gonna give it 4 3/4 stars, just because the thing's phenomenal. The penetration is ridiculous for a mechanical, and that means a lot. The initial entry hole, you could see that the blades were starting to open. They weren't huge yet, so that kind of knocks it down. So I think my final score on it, I'm gonna give it 4 1/4 stars out of 5. Really great broadhead. You know, if I don't think a broadhead's gonna work, it's gonna get less than 3 stars. So you're at 4 1/4. I probably will never give anything a 5-star unless it really just blows my mind on penetration and everything's perfect and it's still stupid razor sharp. So I'm gonna give it 4 1/4. Really good score. The B3 Exoskeletal.